Good day, good people. Thokozani, Lisedi, Apsheni. Uh, I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Today, I want us to discuss Isidliso. What is Isidliso? How do we get it? Is it a good or a bad thing? And the examples of what the types of Isidliso we have. There are many, but I'm going to discuss a few. The first question obviously would be, what is Isdliso? Isdliso is a method or a way that people uses via herbs and muti and everything in order to try and control one's behavior or one's way of doing things, to manipulate it in order to in fact to change you, to change your character, you know. And the next question would be the next question will also be, how do we get Istliso? There are a number of ways in which we can get Istliso. We can get Istliso via direct ingestion, whereby we drink or we eat something. Someone pours something on your food or on your drink, and then you eat it. And when he does that, while he's doing that, maybe on your food or on your drinks, he gives, he commands or gives this muti or your food the instructions on what it must do to you. For example, you call your name, Tabiso, Ndlovu. When you eat this food, this is what must happen to you. This and this and this must happen to you. And then when you eat that, if let's say maybe you are weak, or when you eat it, then your behavior or your character suddenly changes overnight, and people would not understand what might have happened. I mean, a lot of people have experienced it, whereby someone's character changes in a split of a second, and then you ask yourself, what happened to this person? Some of the causes of that are easily so. And one of the things is it a good or a bad thing? This is where I mostly differ with a lot of people, because they are saying because you are doing something against someone's will, then it's a bad thing. But I say it depends on the person's intentions, because someone can give you this thing in order to change you for the better. When someone gives you is this, in order for him to be the only one that benefits from that whole process, then it's a bad one. I'll give you an example. Let's say your friend or someone you work with, he gives you his leisure so that he can be able to control you. Let's say maybe he controls you in a way that when you guys are working together, you can always do his job, and he's the one who takes credit for it. In a way that maybe when you guys get paid, your money is the one that is for a night or happy times. But his money, he uses it to do good things or important things in his life. But yours, he commands you to do all these things that are useless. Buy food for us, buy beer, let's entertain people. He commands you to use your money in a way that is not beneficial to you. Then that is a bad one. It's an example of a bad one. But like I said, there's a good and a bad side. But now let me give you an example of what I consider a good one. When someone does something with a good intention to try and change your behavior from a good or a worse to a better condition, That one I consider it as a good thing. Although he's doing it against your will, but along the way, you're also going to benefit from that. For example, let's say I will take the one that is normally being used, uh, whereby a couple, yeah? This is a couple that is married and the father is the only breadwinner. Or maybe let's say they are both of them are working, yeah? But every time the father gets paid, yeah, all he thinks of it's his friends, booze, and girlfriends, and he does nothing at home. Yeah? And then the wife decides to say, you know what, I'm gonna go to Dr. Masidi for him to assist me with this situation that I'm having. Yeah? What I'm going to do is obviously I will check what's the problem with this guy. And then I will give the woman something to use. I will give her easily, so let me be straight. I will give her easily. So then what's going to happen with this easily? So obviously, in this situation, there will be two types. Obviously, the one that's going to ingest directly, and the one obviously that you're going to use in the bedroom. But the intention here would be to change the husband's behavior in order for him to do good towards his family. Ne? The intention will be to stop him from doing all these useless things, drinking, cheating, and pleasing his friends, ne? And focus on the family. Ne? And obviously will be to not have ideas of falling in love with anyone other than the wife. So that one I consider it as a good one because both parties are benefiting in this one, in this process. Ne? So my conclusion, there's a good and a bad one. And the good one is the one where both parties are benefiting. The one who is doing it and the one who is a victim. Both of them are benefiting. Yeah? But the one that is wrong is when the one who is giving it to someone is the only one that benefits. When you change someone's character to benefit you alone, that one is a bad one. Like I said, this thing can be done. You can get them in different ways. You know? You can get them via eating something directly or drinking something. You can get them via sex. You can get them. Uh, you can get them via dreams. Ne? Now, normally, obviously, the one for sex will be for lovers. I don't want this husband to ever sleep with anyone, or I don't want this wife to ever sleep with anyone. I don't want her to cheat on me. I don't want her to do one, two, three, four, five. That one would be for lovers. Ne? And then the ones I've explained, the ones that we do directly. One of the examples is one where, let's say, a parent is having a child whose behavior suddenly changes. You know, he becomes disrespectful. He doesn't listen. From Friday up until Sunday, he's out partying and doing nothing. And you've been trying to try and reprimand him from these behaviors, and he doesn't listen. We can also use it on those type of behaviors, right? Whereby, and I also consider it a good one, by the way, whereby you give your child in order for him to change his way of doing things. And that one is also it's done via ingesting something directly, via eating, drinking something directly. The one which is the one where you do it via a dream, that is a very that is witchcraft, where people will who don't normally like you, or witches. It's a very high grade witchcraft, that one. Where someone will do something here and then gives it to you while you are sleeping. It's a spiritual ritual that is done by witches. whereby you'll dream of eating something. You'll dream of eating, mostly will be a cow or a pig or a sheep head. It all these food that are not, I don't want to say that are not nice, but all this food, when they are just cooked, they were just cooked for the sake of being cooked. When you eat them or you feel all those bad things, like normally I say they will use, it's either a pig meat, a meat from the head of an animal, or food, or yes. So that one is a very high grade witchcraft. And normally, what I've done, not what I've done, what I normally do when I had such dreams, I used to have them even long time ago. What I will do, because in my what I've been taught is that you ring, kipodisa or imboses can be used as imboses, so but a low grade one. So what I will do is, if I had such a dream, I will pee on a cup, maybe a smaller nyana pee, and then drinks it. It helps with such, one. But there's another thing, this thing of love potions in relationships. Mostly, this is what I want to caution people about. Love potions in relationships. They are for mostly for people who are not married. It also happens in couples that are married, but mostly for people who are not married. One of the reasons why we have uh, this high rate of suicide, because of someone, the lover, his or her lover left her, is because of his list. Remember, when you give someone his list, so you say to him, you must never love someone except me. So when you give someone his list, so a love potion, and suddenly when you want to leave her, remember that person, you have said to her, she must not love anyone except you. So when you leave her, that's when he starts to feel, oh, you know what, if I'm not going to have this person, no one will have her, or no one will have him. That's when these people decides to kill each other, or someone decides to kill himself and the family as well. So that is why I say, for people, for the couples who are in a relationship, it's not a good thing. It's also not a good thing for a couple. Not, I'll not say it's not also not a good thing, but it can also happen in a couple of married people, because nowadays divorce is something that happens in a split of a second. But when you guys are married, the chances of you leaving each other are small than those that are just dating. So when you do these things, you must remember this. You must remember you are tying this person to you forever, and it's going to be difficult for you to leave him. That is why I'm saying, for a couple that is not married, it's not advisable, because a couple that is married, the chances of them leaving each other are very short. So Isliso or love potions, in most cases, are the ones that are a cause of this love suicide and stuff. So when you are going to use it on your lover or someone, please give it a tough, or a tough thought, or a deep thought. Take a deep discussion within you, if whether you want to do this or not, because it can turn against you in the future. Thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the channel for more content to come. I think next week we'll be discussing abortions, miscarriages, and death in general. Thank you very much.